Today in Cartoon Breaking News, the highlights of this video. The first one is basically High Cancel. We talk about that later on. The second highlight of this video is basically everybody hates Chris post the first image of the animated series, and people are sort of mixed, not fully hating it, not fully loving it. I explain that later on this video. And the third one is basically nobody actually expecting this. That Hazbin Hotel has been renewed. We talk about that and so much more in Cartoon Breaking News. Of course, this is the first time on my channel. My name is Rachel. I like to talk about animation. Not just animation, the reviews, first impressions, cartoon theories, and sometimes, if I have some spare time, Cartoon Breaking News. Of course, you'll like how it's going, you'll like to help my channel, put like, comment, and subscribe. That's the only thing you need to do. If you don't, that's fine do. But you do, thank you, because I'm not getting close to my main new goal of 2,000 subscribers. It's all thanks to everybody who like, comment, and share. Any little thing really helps my channel. Now, let's get started of today's Cartoon Breaking News. Now, our first news of the day is especially from Kaka News. If you don't know what that is, Kaka Cartoons is sort of like an official Mexican cartoon news for Pacific Cartoon Network is sort of official. And everything they spit out, it is official, so they get some information, updates, etc. And Kaka Cartoons kind of spread out right now, especially Viva Mexico or Long Live Mexico. Don't miss 2 new episodes of Rey Mysterio versus the Darkness, and also other 2 more episodes of Villainous this week. Try Not to Laugh special. And that is just sort of interesting. We finally get episodes of Villainous, but this is sort of the effect or the reaction of the fans of Villainous, because they started stating down below that this is not the first time they do this. Every time they promote Villainous, they never give us nothing new. Or, I'm just tired of this, they prefer put Rey Mysterio than Villainous, and etc. and etc. They keep going that little bitterness that they just don't take Villainous as serious as Rey Mysterio. Even that Rey Mysterio cartoon, they just own part of it. The rest of the ownership is from Rey Mysterio himself. So yeah, it's sort of weird. They prefer to promote Rey Mysterio they don't own completely. You have the other show they completely own, but they choose not to promote it. It's just sort of weird. But at the same time, we do know they are confirming they do order another 20 episodes, including 5 episodes in the vault. Some reason they're too scared to drop, but besides that, we just need to wait. And no, this is not specified if the new 2 episodes are actually new. It's very vague. And this is the point that the fans are a little bit upset. Every time they promote it, it's the same 5 episodes. Same 2 episodes they keep showing. Nothing refreshing. So people are getting a little bit agitated because they want to see 5 more, or at least the last 5 episodes of the first season. But for right now, just wait, see when it happens. If it's sort of updates, I bring out the next cartoon news. But besides that, you got anything to say down below how you felt about this? And now let's talk about the next cartoon news. The next news is from Hanna-Barbera Scream Cap. If you don't know that person basically is sort of a scooper of news who actually work in the industry, so we have chances to get some leaks or other information. And today they have some screen caps of the sort of kind of festival of, I think, Los Angeles, with all the new animation news. In one of them, they show you a bunch of images of the crossover of Jellystone with Hanna-Barbera in Cartoon Network. And some of the characters they show is basically Billy eating a pie and talking to Cindy. You also have Cindy talking to Dee Dee from Dexter's Laboratory, also JoJo from Powerpuff Girls. You also have the mayor from Powerpuff Girls. You have Johnny Barrow dealing with everybody else. You also have Puppy from Yumi, and etc. You have a lot of images, and everybody is just sort of kind of hyped because everybody are kind of fascinated. This could be a very funny little crossover of next season or the final seasons of Jellystone, and it looks kind of fun. especially for HP, who did Chowder. You've seen his work before, you know the guy is really funny. Especially given all these IPs that he knows what to do with them to see how they go crazy. Now the main question is that HP can actually make them as the true characters they actually are, because HP has a habit of sort of changing their personalities just a little bit, because he sort of have to do some quota he forced to do by Cartoon Network, so we don't know how close of the character will be as the original. Will be the same characters, same personalities, or small tweaks. That's the only thing I'm a little bit scared of. He took it too much because of the quota. So yeah, hopefully not. Hopefully he didn't tweak that much. Maybe stay true to all the characters. But honestly, we don't know till we actually see the final season of Jenny Stone to see this epic crossover. Now I have one question: are you hype of this crossover or not? Tell me down below. Let me know. And now let's talk about the next cartoon news. Now, our next news is from Toon Hub, posting saying on the Twitter slash X is Gwen Powell is joining the casting upcoming Family Guy Halloween special. This special will be released on October on Hulu, but doesn't say which day in October. But it also asks some questions. Why Gwen Powell? If you don't know who he is, he's basically the Twister guy, the sequel Twister that he is one of the main characters. Top Gun, and also he repairs Hitman, and also the Dark Knight Rises. All of that he is starting getting very popular. I guess this is the reason why Family Guy turned tap on his shoulder to let them join in this sort of Halloween special. Of course, some of you are wondering, what do you mean Family Guy have a Halloween special on Hulu? Well, if you don't know, Living on the Rock is basically there is some rumors in the fans that believe Hulu will buy Family Guy from Fox when the ratings start to slip. It is starting to slip, but at the same time, it's sort of Fox sort of fault. They're trying to change sort of where to put Family Guy to actually get more better ratings, but they keep changing it while telling people or are telling people the ratings keep slipping because of this. They're sort of incompetent. They constantly keep doing this. So many times you're wondering that maybe this is sort of a strategy to get rid of Family Guy from Fox, and so Hulu can easily pick it up. At least get it cheaper if it does work that Family Guy fails, or maybe this is sort of confirming how to maybe see how popular actually Family Guy really is on Hulu. Because if you don't know, in Hulu, Family Guy is super popular. It's always a top 5, top 3. In other words, if they could get actually Family Guy permanently in Hulu, they have probably another permanent fan base constantly watching Family Guy. So yeah, this is a win from Hulu, but at the same time, maybe this is a lose from people who prefer watching on Fox. Now have to buy Hulu just to watch Family Guy. I don't know you. I don't know how to feel because I'm not the biggest fan of Family Guy. I used to be. At least the first 3 seasons. After that, I kind of lost interest because they went too hard, too fast. But that's just me. I still watch once in a while back in Family Guy. Depends if the episode is that good. It is recommended to me. I probably will watch it. But I will probably watch the special Halloween, what they actually can do with it. Because let's face it, every time Family Guy does something special, it's actually pretty good. Because every time they decide to make a Christmas special or holiday special, which version, it just slaps 90% of the time. So hopefully this Halloween special will be good. I don't know you, maybe not. We're about to find out when October comes in. Of course, are you excited about this or not? Tell me down below. Let me know. Now let's talk about the next cartoon news. Now, our next news of the day is from Indie Animation Network, posting on the Twitter slash X, saying Pieces of Power new animation pilot by Ikugu, I know I said that name wrong, is now available on YouTube. And you maybe heard me talking about Pieces of Potter last cartoon or last cartoon breaking news, because it is was sort of an interesting pitch. And yes, I did see it, and yes, I do recommend it. It's something that's very good, but it's not for everyone. This is sort of slice of life kind of cartoon with drama. Better yet, better description is sort of Charlie Brown meets anime sort of genre, but more Western art style, using sort of kind of like a DS sort of gaming feeling. Then you watch the trailer, you get what I mean. It feels something out of DS back in 2000 sort of graphics, but it really works because it really centered that sort of kind of laid back feeling, but that sort of psychological problem the main lead actually have. Now, the whole point of the pilot, especially if you have two girls, one Potter and one Mussy. Both of them have sort of issue to making friends, but you not see them just trying to make friends. It's a fact you hear that sort of doubts in their head. That's just sort of really struggling. And this is the thing I mean. This feels like China Brown. That sort of depression that I don't want to get up today. You look outside, you sigh, but you're not sure. But you're motivated to actually. This is the day I make a new friend. I know I can do it. But every time Potter talks to someone, you hear her doubts in her head. Like, did I say the right thing? Maybe I'm not. I'm not sure. And if she feels like a mess, she is a mouse. She is a very, very relatable character. Even that you also have Marcy, who have very similar problems but very different. She is more brash, more like a shield, a hundred times a day, 100 times a day. I mean, almost like a half a shield 24/7 that she cannot really talk to people or she doesn't want to have visual contact, but is part of the one who breaks that shield to actually force her to make her friend because part of is desperate having a friend. And Marcy is the same thing, but she's too scared. But you get not just get, you understand the doubts, you understand the fear. You are them. You have one point in your life being them because how they form a friendship was sort of collapse in different ways. Sometimes very naturally because people go different directions. Sometimes, unfortunately, with toxic, and this is the reason they broke up. And that's the very interesting thing about the pilot. It just really grabs your attention. I do recommend watch the pilot. It's that good. At least try the first episode because they will actually have a whole season of this. So I highly recommend it. Get on the beginning of this hype train because this thing could actually blow up. Once more, I do recommend it. I do at least try the first episode. Maybe you like it because I know some people don't like slice of life or China Brown ish sort of aesthetics. So I do recommend at least try once. Now, also watch my review if you want more in depth my opinion of it. Besides that, now let's talk about the next cartoon news of the day. Now, our next cartoon news is from Animation Magazine, posted on their website of the first title of the news article they posted. The SDCC and Cartoon and Max drop Inward, the first look clip of this new anime series from Cartoon Network and Max. And the whole title is Inuit Char of Wonder, based on a sort of graphic novel by Dark Horse that got picked up making this series. And believe it or not, it goes detailed like it been years to actually make this. It was popular enough to make an anime series. But what is this? What is this sort of popular IP? Well, this article does explain and show a clip what this show really is. Basically, it's sort of this kid. I will not name her name because I cannot say her name. That she is sort of one of the few who actually have natural abilities that she doesn't really realize it. She's just sort of a history nerd understanding of kind of African kind of lore. But interesting enough, a sort of incident happened that forced her to unlock her natural abilities and attempted to find out what happened to her parents, the reason why she had magical abilities, and what magic sort of stopped actually working. And also including two of her best friends who helping her out of this wild adventure. Now, the beat be honest, I had never heard of this graphic novel, but it seemed it's popular enough to make this animated series. And the clip, believe me, this clip went kind of viral because nobody really sure this would actually be good. And to me, when I saw the clip, I was impressed. This feels sort of anime quality. And I do not mean as sort of anime inspired. No, no, no. I mean they have this sort of Japanese kind of mentality of work that this must be high quality. Even you have low budget, even you have to do some shortcuts, this will be looking good. And that's what it feels. It feels it does deliver. And the story sounds cliche, sounds like 100 times you heard it before, but you see the clip. My God, the clip is just hype. This clip just convinced me to be a fan, watch it to the very end, even that I don't know will be any good. But hoping it is good. Even if it turns bad, I'll be bitter to the very end to finish it because I am now hooked. I need to see this. Especially, I really do enjoy mythology. Doesn't matter which uh country, race you really are. Just one different mythology. I don't know you. I'm tired of Roman mythology or other mythology because the only two we usually get is Roman mythology and also um Thor mythology. In other words, I forget the name of the race or what's supposed to called, but you get it. They usually get that two mythologies and nothing else. You barely starting getting more different mythologies of different places. Yeah, I'm happily happy because I want something fresh and unique. Even if it's the same tropes, but different tropes of different mythologies change perspective and change what you think of different cultures. So this could be a blast. This could be so much fun. Especially, I love it how Cartoon Network and Adult Swim is sort of molding, becoming more Japanese efficient. And what I mean is, they are now attempting to adapt only comic books, graphic novels to animated series because it seems to them it's more successful and get close to best you can, the best way you can to the material without actually changing that much. And to me, I think the best way to evolve Cartoon Network and Adult Swim the next step. You feel they're going the right direction, especially this simple clip, this simple article just convinced me of that. But besides that, are you hyped of this new anime series? Tell me down below. Let me know. Let's talk about the next cartoon news. Our next news of the day is from Toon Hive, posting on the Twitter slash X, posting American Dad having a soundtrack released on fall this year. Of course, they were actually getting between 12 to 14 songs, the most remembered songs like Daddy's Gone and When I Discover My Body. Of course, some of you right now don't get it if you're not an American Dad fan, or maybe you heard of, but you're not sure why they doing this. It's because how this series works, they usually do parody songs, but every time they do a parody, it just nails it. I mean, wow. Especially they use a Steve on one of the characters in the show sing. It's just glorious because every time they parody something, it's just so hilarious but good. I mean, it has its own soundtrack, and they are because of Steve. Steve is just good, just singing it. Whoever was the voice actor of Steve nails. He's just singing like an angel, or just I don't have to compare him. He's just that good. Especially every time they try to parody a very pop song or rap song or a sort of Japanese pop song. It just nailed it. Just know how to make fun of it, but you just rewatch it because it's not funny. It's the fact the songs are just so good. It's something I highly recommend. Just go on YouTube, put American Dad songs or parody songs of Steve. They have like billions of views because it is that good. You have hundreds of people reacting to just Steve singing it because it's just sort of shocking how this voice actor is that talented and how the animators or writers use him so well, especially with Steve. Steve is still that nerd that you make fun of, but God damn, this nerd can sing. This nerd has talent. Now, how do you recommend? Just look whatever track of American Dad and just watch the Steve songs. You'll be not disappointed. In fact, are you American Dad fan? Are you gonna buy the soundtrack? Because probably I will, even that I'm not the huge fan of American Dad. Because I know Steve, yeah, I like Steve. I probably will buy it. Of course, it's up to you how you felt. Do you care about it? Do you know about it? Tell me down below. Let me know. Now let's talk about the next cartoon news. Now, one of the news of the day actually broke the internet when it was sort of released is about the Twitter account slash X of a Cartoon Network Room actually posting how the boss had released in 2019. 5 years later, had two seasons on Amazon. Now they got renewed the third and fourth season on Amazon Prime. And that is just sort of crazy. This indie animation project now has four seasons ready to do on Amazon Prime because it was popular. Even that you must understand, VC pop popularity is sort of waning down. Sort of the incompetence what happened of the spin-off show of Hell the Boss that was already is hurting it. That could actually kind of hurt VC pop popularity. But for right now, it seems it's strong enough to at least have four seasons. We don't know the whole season will be good or not, but you still have some hope season 2 will repair whatever rush job as the first season has in How the Boss. I mean, not How the Boss, Hazbin Hotel. But it really shows how people love this series because I do kind of enjoy How the Boss, but I kind of start getting tired of it. But Hazbin Hotel, I enjoy it a little bit more because it's more musical than anything else. I mean, it really is because it really need more to try not to make sense. Just love the song of the emotion of the character, and that you should approach it because that's the whole point of the series. Of course, some people just hate it because it's unsensical and rushing too much. Because let's face it, it's the first time BC Pop and their team actually have a chance to do a show, but it really shows they lack experience. Hopefully they fix that on season 2 or maybe season 3. Of course, they just wait to come out to see what happens. But are you hyped? Because they have 2 more seasons more to show in Amazon Prime. Tell me down below, let me know. And now let's talk about the next cartoon news. This is from Sweetpedia from X slash Twitter. If you don't know who is Sweetpedia, it's sort of another unofficial news site specifically from Adult Swim, and they're posting on their Twitter slash X. They have confirmed that have a third season of was Gremlin on February. The second was season 1, episode 1, have first voice acted recording completed, and another is actually the first 3 episodes are actually finished on season 3. Superboy has been confirmed on season 3. Lex will be bald on season 3, and also the Lex thing will be confirmed. Then Kaka will officially join the group in season 3. So, if you have any questions, that's some of them sort of answered. Because let's face it, I do want Lex to be bald of this version because that's part of Lex Luthor, but I wasn't sure about Superboy. That I'm not sure he will fit in because how 90 edgy boy he really is, because he was sort of set in the 90s. And every time they try to introduce him in an animation series, you wondering, he still have that edge, that sort of swagger, that sort of 90s, or they sort of updating. Well, they show the image of Superboy that he looks like something between the 90s and the early 2024-ish. And it feels works well, especially how interesting how they keep evolving him. But besides that, I am excited to season 3 to see what will happen next. Are you excited? Are you disappointed? Or you just want to see what happens next on season 3? Tell me down below. Let me know. Now let's talk about the next news article. Another one to Toon Hive slash X and Twitter. Hoki Art Duettes will be actually doing a couch gag of the season of Treehouse of Horror XXXV special. And that is just sort of interesting because every time he does sort of a project, especially he was sort of directing it or animating, he's a habit to using his own art style. If you don't know who he is or what he does, he's the person who did a Book of Life, at Tigre, and Minds of Three. But you've seen his art style. You wonder what direction he would do this a 3 hours of horror sort of move. I mean, it's sort of interesting because one of the biggest things make the system so special is sort of the intros. Like nowadays, they have been doing this now several years, that just hire a well-known animator or someone sort of well-known, but they're not animation well known. They're just a good director or good commentator or good something, and let them go to try something in the Simpsons, at least in the intro. And I'm trying to fascinate how he will actually do, especially his art style is so unique. What I mean, his art style is more kind of Maya inspired, like sort of Maya graphic sort of way. So yeah, I'm gonna see how he depicts Homer, Lisa, Bart, and all the rest of the Simpsons family, like sort of Maya kind of caricatures of the Maya art, in other words. But what's more, that seems very interesting. I don't know, are you excited to see Jorge actually do his own thing and sort of gag intro, in other words? Tell me down below, let me know. Now let's talk about the next cartoon news of the day. Now our next news is from Ashley Toonhive, posting the new image of Everybody Still Hate Chris. And from Comedy Central, will probably come out, next year probably. But how people reacted of this new anime series based off Chris Rock Live was sort of okay. They're not really angry. They're just sort of okay, this is good enough. Because some people are sort of kind of comparing of Good Times, Netflix animated series of the original Good Times, and that one was very hated because it didn't know what it wants to be. On top of all everything else, it's sort of portray of the original Good Times, and people just hope this Everybody Hates Chris anime series does better than Good Times, or at least learn a lesson what makes everybody hates Chris good. The relatability, even that is just black culture or Chris Rock's life, how he told the story of his life is just so relatable and funny. And hopefully they capture the magic. Even that they rehire, I think, mostly the same cast like last time. That is a good thing and a bad thing. Doesn't really mean they actually are good voice actors. They're good actors, but voice acting is a little different or slightly different. Instead of acting physically, you have to understand how to say certain words or certain vibes, certain way to saying it. If not, they sound sort of kind of flat. But be honest with you, it's okay being flat. Something like Batman Year One, that all the actors are flat because they're talking sort of realistically kind of vibe, in other words. And that makes sense when whatever project you're trying to go into. But everybody hates Chris is that sort of vibe, so it makes kind of sense. Recast everybody, but it doesn't mean they actually understand how to say specific words to be scared, hyped up, or just chillax. And that's one of the biggest fears I have of Everybody Hates Chris. It's just the voice actors will probably be not as good as the performance of live action. At least that I would hopefully will not happen. Hopefully. I could be wrong. I prefer to be wrong in this case. But other than that, are you hyped for this new anime series based off Chris Rock Life? Tell me down below. Let me know. And now let's talk about the next cartoon breaking news. Our next segment is from regular Capolo, that is sort of a new type of animation, usually for Cartoon Network. But besides that, they're posting on their Twitter/X. Adult Swim is developing a last raid based closed doors on Comic Con SDCC. This will be released in one season, a total of 13 episodes, on Adult Swim in 2025. And wondering what is Lazarus? Well, it's another person on Twitter that attempting to sort of break it down a little bit. It's more understanding who is creating this. It's the same creator of Cabo Biba, Samurai Shaboom, Space Dandy, and Kids of the Shop, and plus more. Yes, it seems the creator who loved creating basically Western inspired animation is creating another one called Lazarus. For right now, there is not much details, but anything that creator does, it is actually pretty good. Especially he make home on Adult Swim because nowadays anything he creates, Adult Swim will sort of supply the money because how much Adult Swim have faith on him. Let's face it, he does deliver a lot. Especially he loves sort of a little bit too much of American sort of culture. You can actually tell of some of his own anime. But besides that, how you thought about this? Are you pumped of the creator of Cabo Biba and Samurai Champloo and Space Dandy doing another great anime for Adult Swim or not? Tell me down below. Let me know. But if you want to know my thoughts, I am a little excited because I did like Samurai Champloo. I not fully love a couple Bebop, but I do love Space Dandy. That what I feel is one of his best ones, at least in my opinion. He is sort of a very special director, animator. He knows what he wants. He gets it all the time. But it's sort of up to you which is your favorite. In fact, which of his work is your favorite? Tell me down below. Let me know. And now let's talk about the next cartoon news. Now, another one from regular Capital on Twitter/X. They post a sort of essay. I'm not joking. It really was sort of an essay of the upcoming Gremlins Wild Batch Season 2. And this season possibly will come out on October 3rd on Max on United States. But this season, you follow a year after what happened to Season 1, following Gizmo, Sam, L, and America. Specifically, I think this one says New York, and that's just sort of figuring out what's going on in New York in that 1 year has passed. But you do find out this sort of other person who attempted to use the kids for Gizmo and the matching abilities. But for right now, there's not much detail to tell about Season 2. Just wait for the trailer to come out. But it was pop out very well-known Asian cast and other known American actors like Ji-Oh Young and Kong Hoa. Yes, I know I said the name wrong, I apologize, but I put the post right in front of my face, the people who coming out. But besides that, this seems very hype because they attempted to actually grow more of the lore, especially that rich guy on the sequel movie of the Gremlins, the one who owns the whole tower. His family ancestor will appear there, sort of attempted to manipulate of the rest of a young cast like Gizmo, Sam, and so forth. But besides that, are you excited watching Season 2? Are you hyped? To me, yes, because it seems this could be maybe another season, depends how popular Season 2 really is, because the first season was really good. It's just the small complaint I have is the final episode was sort of rushed. Season 1 needed at least 11 episodes, not 10 or maybe 12. Because I feel the last couple seasons to wrap it, last couple episodes to wrap it up was sort of rushed a little bit. I'm just saying, just me. Maybe have a huge cast, but besides that small complaint, it was really good. In Season 2, I am very hyped, especially when this will come out in October. A question, you will actually watch Season 2? Tell me down below. Let me know. Now let's talk about the next news article of the day. Now, this is from Cartoon Broom on Twitter/X, posting Ben 10 creator Devin Broom reveal of the new comic series produced by Dynamite Comics will be released in 2025. And that is sort of surprised because you think this sort of, I think this is a reboot of Ben 10. I think it really is, not a continuation, but you think it would be on DC Comics because Warner Brothers own DC. It sort of makes sense. I'm guessing it's sort of the competence of DC, they not trust them, or the fact they could get more money from Dynamite to actually make them for them, or they're just that good for right now. They think it's probably better option of that, because sometimes IP, it seems more better with different hands than yourself, depending what type of project it really is. Honestly, I don't know, but it is sort of hype because you have the same art style, but it's not a sort of a continuation of the original. Yeah, I'm 100% sure this is sort of a reboot. In fact, are you excited about this or not? Especially if you're a comic fan or a Ben 10 fan, because let's face it, you're not eating so well the last couple of years, especially what happened of the reboot they made last time, meant for, let's face it, a very, very young audience, because Cartoon Network always focus on toys, because toys sells a lot of money and it helps the company, and sometimes that sort of focus kind of blinds them to actually de-evolve a character for just getting the cash. And that's sort of hard to please everyone, especially you try and figure out how to balance that business and also be creative. But what's more, this could be sort of made in the middle, getting what you want, but not exactly, but yet you get something that you kind of wanted. Tell me down below how you felt about it, how you felt about this, and now let's talk about the next cartoon news. Another for a scooper who is trombone that he is, I think, works in an anime industry, but besides that, he does have very good scoops, sometimes before the news outlets, sometimes after. But one of his posts does confirm, and other outlets confirm, that Clone High has become cancelled after 2 seasons once again. And that's sort of unfortunate because how the fans try so hard to reboot the series or give it a continuation. But ironically, after they got the first season, everybody lose interest because it sort of lost that luster. But till the second season came out, surprisingly became so good, but too little, too late. People lost interest. But besides that, it's just sort of ironic. But to be fair, Clone High always been a very hard sell to pitch around everybody else because they rely on cliches. I mean, heavily on cliches, but that's sort of the joke. And this one, I think, has always been sort of special and hard to really sell because you have to understand the cliches and wait it up to the end to be fully rewarded. And it does work, but the only problem is the cliches and also Gandhi. If you don't know, Gandhi is the one who sort of canceled Clone High because the Indians didn't like how they depict Gandhi, and that's okay, understandable. But once more, it's supposed to not be a mockery or anything. It's just sort of a joke. Nothing to be sort of offended, but you get it why they actually are offended. No problem. But to be fair, Gandhi wasn't a good character to begin with. In fact, everybody kind of hates Gandhi. There are some people who does love Gandhi, but they do kind of admit he is a tad annoying. Even that they trying to fix it on the new reboot slash continuation of the second season, but it sort of kind of didn't work because the second season kind of failed, and the third season finally fixed the problem. But the only problem is they just could not get the momentum they actually needed. And this has always been the problem of Clone High. It just sort of kind of predictable at the very beginning, and it finally gets their basically their feet on the floor right. It's just too little, too late, and that's usually the problem. But I'm fine having 3 seasons. That's so much more than other shows only having 1 season, and that's it. Even that the fans try really hard to push to get another season. In fact, are you okay just having 3 seasons? Even that 1 season is okay, but the other 2 seasons being really good? Tell me down below. Let me know. And now let's talk about the next cartoon news. Now, our next news is from Ashley Cartoon Broom slash X and Twitter, posting on their channel saying Shockwave Animation, a company who are now attempting to make an adult anime series called Video Shop of Horrors, created by Zuzu96 and produced by Fatfar, coming soon. There is no much details, but the plot twist is basically two co-workers, unlikely Frenchmen, work in a video store twist. And that's sort of the pitch whatever this adult animated series really is. And I think this is sort of a indie project, but you see the animation or the post of the animation looks very good. Especially you see what is the twist, not the video store, is the fact one of them actually is sort of kind of Frankenstein's wife. And you have a normal female person next to her doesn't like her. I guess someone who's very positive and someone very negative. But besides that, are you interested in watching this sort of project? To me, depends. I need more detail, but I give you more detail when it come out. Now let's talk about the next cartoon news. Now, another one from a Cartoon Broom basically posted on their channel /X/Twitter that this in fact Girl first episode was sort of secretly dropped in a secret stream on YouTube on the Adult Swim channel. And you know what? I watched it. I made a review if you want to see it. Not just that, in fact, with 5 sort of specials premieres completely dropped by just Shadow Drop. They just decided to drop it. But all 5 was the Invincible Fight Girl, Women on Work, that's sort of like a claymation or puppetry sort of adult comedy that I did not have the chance to see it. Also, Rick and Morty the anime, I made a review of that one. It also was another one. It's sort of like a SpongeBob inspired sort of gaming kind of art style. It sort of described what it was, but I didn't get the catch to see the name. And the other one was sort of like a Men in Black parody, but it's something else. It's sort of like kind of realistic but comical, several organizations stopping people to leak information. But I don't remember the name. It sort of comes to effect or something like that. But you get the idea. All of them sort of surprised, and one of the most highlight is the Invisible Fight Girl and Rick and Morty the anime. Both of them are really good. Especially, I'm surprised Fight Girl was actually pretty interesting. Even as sort of cliche, I talk about that pretty much in my review if you want to see it on my channel. But something that's just sort of surprising because it is actually good. It just depends how what they do on the next episode. It just Leon's episode 2, episode 3, they must deliver to make this great. But all of that, I do recommend it. In fact, you have the chance to see this sort of Shadow Drop stream on the weekend. Tell me down below. Let me know. Now let's talk about the next cartoon news. Now, to end this segment of cartoon news, I want to kick off of the last sort of indie independent sort of aspire IP about aliens that the last couple days this sort of short kind of blew up because it sort of was sort of reimagined of Alien franchise to be sort of an anime specifically on the 80s. And oh my god, it was really good. Especially how they depicted of the 80s style of anime. In fact, I did a review on this channel. Should be posted on my channel right now or after this video. But besides that, I highly recommend it. I also highly recommend watch the video if you want to actually see in depth of my opinion. But besides that, I do recommend it. In fact, I'll put this. If you're sort of jaded anime fan who are just sort of tired of getting nothing really good, watch this. This one give you hope. This one, you want this to be a official anime about aliens. Hopefully Disney see it and hire the group called Otaku Kings, who you can find on channel on YouTube if you want to see this special. Believe me, I highly recommend it. It's sort of a surprise, especially you find out this took about 6 years to do. About I think 50 animators. I'm not sure if it was 50 or a little bit more than 50, but a lot of people really work on it, and it shows how much love and dedication they have of this sort of franchise. Even that they don't own it, but it shows they care, they love, you understood aliens. Even that more than actually the company like Disney Fox who own the rights, lost their touch in understanding what make alien in other words. So this is the reason why I highly recommend if you're a fan or just a novice who like horror, I highly recommend it. It's just 15 minutes long and 5 minutes just credit scenes, but at the very end, it's totally worth your time. I got nothing else to say, just Thank you for watching. Don't forget to subscribe and have a wonderful day. Bye.